Judiciary Committee, Congressman, how can the police possibly be the cause of rising crime rates?
Yeah, no, they're not, of course. I mean, anyone with common sense understand that. I think what Americans don't like, Trey, is they don't like this attack on the individuals who put on the uniform, risk their lives, and bust their tail every day for us. That's what they don't like. I mean, this really shouldn't surprise us, though, that this increase in crime we're seeing. This is when I told a group the other day, when you defund the police, you shouldn't be surprised when you get more crime. But to then turn around and blame the very people who bust their tail for us is just so out of step, just so wrong. And the American people see through it. And your monologue was right on target.
Well, Jimmy, I'll tell you how boring my life has gotten. I'm actually watching House committee hearings on C-SPAN. And I've been watching you a lot lately, and you're as prepared as you ever were. But you seem particularly interested in the First Amendment, at least with some of the committee hearings I've been watching.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think our First Amendment liberties, every single one of them, your right to practice your faith, your right to assemble, right to petition your government, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, I think they've all been assaulted over the last year by the left, particularly in light of these lockdowns and everything else they're doing to us. But what the Attorney General did a week and a half ago during this hearing when we brought this to light, but when he issued that memo, basically setting up a snitch line on parents who show up at school board meetings to stand up for their kids and make sure this racist, anti-American curriculum, critical race theory, is not taught in our schools. What he did was so wrong. And to see then the very next day after that hearing, the National School Boards Association, who started this whole thing, to see them apologize for the letter they sent, that's just something you don't see too often. I would like for the Attorney General to rescind his memo. Hopefully he will. We've asked him to. We're going to continue to investigate this. But this is as wrong as it gets, and Americans understand it.
You know, Congressman, I was once a prosecutor many, many moons ago, and I was a federal prosecutor. So I started going through my head the list of federal crimes. I mean, crime rates are soaring. Where can the feds help? And I got to be honest, it never entered my mind that starting with the parents of school children in Virginia would be the very best use of our time and resources for the Department of Justice. Never entered my mind.
No, it's ridiculous. And again, I think I said this in the hearing, Trey, and I said it because I mean it. I think the Attorney General's memo is maybe the last straw. Americans have had it with this attack on our First Amendment rights and on our overall freedoms. I think this is the last straw. I think when you start telling moms and dads, oh, government knows more about what's good for your children, what's best for your children than you do, I don't think Americans, I don't think parents, I don't think moms and dads are going to stand for that. And you're seeing, I think, an awakening, a reawakening, and an embrace of freedom from the people of this great country. They're tired of what they've seen from their government. They're tired of statements like what Congressman Omar made. Trey, there was a week last spring. I will never forget. There was a week last spring where the week started off with Congresswoman Tlaib saying, not that we should defund the police, which is a terrible idea, of course. She said, no, we should get rid of police. The week ended, if you remember, with the trial judge in Minneapolis admonishing Maxine Waters for the ridiculous things she said while the jury was deliberating. And in between those two events, in the United States House of Representatives, the Democrats introduced legislation to add 4 new associate justices to the United States Supreme Court, to pack the court. All in 5 days they did that. This is what upsets Americans. And then you add to that this idea that the Attorney General is going to go after moms and dads showing up at school board meetings. Americans aren't going to take it. They know the police do a good job. They know they bust their tail for us. They know this is a great country with a constitution and freedoms that need protected. And that's what they're going to stand up and defend.
All right, Congressman, I'm going to ask you about something I know you don't like talking about, which is yourself. You're a husband, you're a father, you're a grandfather, you're an NCAA wrestling champion, which I know you really don't like talking about, but you're also the author of a book. So how in the world did you find time to write a book? And tell us what got you excited enough to sit down and put pen to paper.
Well, thank you, Trey. I mean, you've written some great books, and you're a busy guy as well. And I kind of took my lead from watching you in these committees on how you should prepare for a committee hearing. But we wrote a book, Do What You Said You Would Do. I tell people all the time that I think we make this job too complicated. What did you tell the voters of South Carolina when you ran for the job you were going to do? When you got to Congress, you did that. I try to do the same thing. I think it's pretty basic. So we talk about the big investigations we were involved with, the one that you were in with, Benghazi, the IRS targeting scandal. We talk a lot about impeachment, a lot of behind the scenes with President Trump. And then we spend a great deal of time on the Freedom Caucus as well. And I think your viewers, I think they will enjoy the read. It's available now, pre-order on Amazon or Barnes & Noble if they want to pre-order it. But I try to take them behind the scenes and let them know what it's like in Congress when you're trying to do what you told the voters you were going to do when they gave you a privilege to go serve them in the United States Congress.
I'll tell you, Jimmy, nobody prepared more than you did, and it shows with your questions. Can't wait to read your book. I hope it's in big print and easy, small words where I can understand it. My best to Polly. Take care.
Good to be with you, Trey. Thank you. Take care.
You too.